Every time I see you in the world, you always step to my girl.
Bending the ball. So how is our foot going to hit the ball when we bend it? Well, I'm using the inside of my foot to bend the ball, and I'm sweeping my foot across the ball. So if I want to hit this shot for placement here, you can see without bend, watch my follow through here. I'm going to hit straight through the ball. This is without any bend. So you can see how my follow through was straight through the ball. I did not hit across the ball at all. Now I want you to notice the difference. I'm gonna grab a ball here and bend the ball, and I want you to notice how it looks differently when I strike the ball. So now I'll do the same thing, but putting bend on it. Did you see how my foot hit across the face of the ball? Instead of hitting straight through it like that, I went across the ball like that to get that side spin on it. So now I want you to notice how the ball looks as it's spinning. So you can see the way the ball was spinning was like this, right? So now the more spin I put on that ball, the more it's gonna bend. So how do we put more spin on the ball? Obviously power is a big component of that. So the harder I hit the ball, the more spin it's gonna be on it. So I can get more power by involving my torso here, rotating my body around the ball to get more torque. Obviously bringing my leg up further back and hitting through with more power from our core and our leg here is gonna get more power on that ball. So I'll go ahead and show you an example. Okay, so now we can bend the ball in the air or on the ground. So there's another video you can visit about how to get the ball in the air, on the ground, just in general, but I'm gonna talk about it with bending too. So if I wanna keep the ball on the ground, I'm gonna have my body over the ball. I'm gonna be hitting through the middle of the ball, and my plant foot is gonna be close to the ball. So that way I hit through the middle, my body's over it, that ball is gonna stay on the ground. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you what that looks like real quick. So you can see there's still that side spin on the ball, but it stayed on the ground. Now, I'm gonna do the exact opposite three things if I wanna get the ball in the air. I'm gonna get underneath the ball, and I'm gonna hit from the bottom up through the ball. So now I'm getting underneath, and I'm hitting up through the ball to get it to go up in the air. So I'm gonna be leaned back a little bit, and my plant foot will now be a little bit behind the ball. So I'll go ahead and show you that. So you can see that one went up in the air. Still had the side spin on it. Now, for my foot to get a little more detail oriented, you can see my ankle is locked and my toe is pointed out and up a little bit. So I can come through and I'm making contact right here with my foot. Right there is where I'm hitting through. So I'll show you an example. So you can see that bend on it. Now I'll show you a couple from a little more distance here. All right, so where are we gonna bend the ball on the field? Well, there's a few different areas we can do this. One is obviously for shooting. We want that ball to go around a wall on a free kick. If we're just playing normal play, we want to bend it so the keeper, goes away from him and then comes back in the goal, so it's tough for him to reach. If we want to bend the ball around a defender, and then also for passing purposes, if we just want to bend the ball around a defender, say we have a teammate making a run, we want to get it around the defender and get to just go a little bit around him, and then drop to our teammate. We can use the bending for passing purposes too. Now, the most important aspect for bending is that we're hitting our foot across the ball. I talked earlier about our torso rotating, which will give us more power, but I want to emphasize the most important thing is hitting across the face of the ball. So I'm going to show you how I can do that with not that much power right now, just kind of easily. So here we go. So you can see there, I didn't really get a whole run up or crank my body up or anything like that, but the ball still was bending, still had that side spin on it. It's almost like a chip with a little bit of side spin. And now I can get more power on the ball. So as you can see there, the ball was still bending, but it had more power on it there. Now you can also bend the ball with the outside of your foot, so it's going to be very similar to the inside of your foot. Our toe is going to be pointed out and up again, our ankle is going to be locked, but now I'm using this surface of the foot right here, almost where my foot starts to meet my toes, right about here. So again, ankle locked, toe pointed out and up, and now I'm hitting again through the ball at an angle to get that spin on the ball like this. Same principles apply. If I hit the middle of the ball, it's going to stay on the ground. If I get up and underneath it and swing through the ball, it's going to go up in the air. So I'll go ahead and show you a few examples of that now.